So, getting ready to Yom Kippur, the deeper we went down, and the more we become aware of how far we really descended in terms of our behavior, then that's where we find the motivation, the root of our rise. That is the source of the tikkun, of the repair that we need to do during these days. The Tanya writes in the same chapter that we talked about yesterday, which is in chapter 24. That sounds serious. He says that if a person sinned a sin that is he's not chayev kares. Kares is a very, very serious punishment that there are different ways of understanding it without getting into sod or Kabbalah. We understand that a person will die early and have no descendants. Not fun. But al pi sod, it means that there's a severing of the connection between your neshama or your nefesh and the supernal realms. So if a person did whatever he did, but it wasn't to the level of kares, then his nefesh, elokit, is not completely spiritually dead, still alive. But its level of connection to the Kadosh Baruch Hu was reduced, was damaged. And according to the Balatanya's explanation, that we are made up of, one is called nefesh elokit, which is the spiritual aspect, and then we have a nefesh that is behemit, which is runs our natural functions. Okay, and this is all based on the teachings of the Zohar and the Kitvei Ari, and so the body is the one that does the sin, correct? When we chas v'shalom, let's say a person decides to eat meat with dairy, okay? Meat with dairy. Make it a deraisa, nice, like cook some meat in milk and then eat it. Good old fashioned deraisa. None of this, rabbanon, chicken and cheese. Good old fashioned deraisa. I should have a camera here so that they could watch on the bottom, as this people would pay-per-view this. They would call in like, what happened to that guy? What happened to him? Where's Saxton? I've been hearing about him. Everybody, where is he? So, says the Balatanya that our body and the nefesh that runs it and the nefesh eloiki, since they're all connected, when we sin, the whole entire entity is affected. It's not only the body. It's not only the nefesh habehamis, but it's also the nefesh ha'eloikis is affected by what's happening here. And therefore, we get into a deeper and deeper mess. And when David HaMelech said in Tehillim, Gam ki elech begeitz al maves, even if I will walk in the valley of shadow of death, okay, lo irara ki ata imadi. I will not fear, for you are with me. Rav Dessler says, since you are with me, I am sure that you are going to lift me up when you go up. But you have to hold on to the Kadosh Baruch Hu for that. So when we descend and we drag the Kadosh Baruch Hu, right, that was with us down to the muck that we're in, Kadosh Baruch Hu is going to, rise. You just want to be able to hold on tight. And he says, that is the etzem of Yom Kippur. That's what's happening on Yom Kippur. And he says, Rav Dessler says, that the Rambam in the first paragraph of Hilchot Tshuva says that Yom Kippurim, Yom Kippur, Mechaper, atones for sins, im tshuva, when you do tshuva. When you actually take it seriously that you want to change your life. Then Yom Kippur itself, that 24 hours is like a car wash. You are bringing your car in, you're driving, putting your car in neutral, and it goes through the car wash and comes out the other side, sparkling clean. That's the idea of Yom Kippur. Now there's a machlokes in the Gemara whether Yom Kippur does its cleaning if you don't do tshuva. What does that mean? So let's say you're new to this and you're not really sure what tshuva, shmuva, what are these rabbis talking about? So you have a big meal Friday night, which is going to be Yom Kippur, right? You're ready for the Yom Kippur fast. You go to Kol Nidre, you're like, oh, cool. And that's it, Yom Kippur. You go to bed. And you sleep the entire day. They wake you up when the fast is over and you go and have dinner. You break the fast, you eat, and that's it. So, did the person do tshuva? No. They didn't even know. They slept the entire day. Do they get atonement? Do they get kapara? Or do they do not? So this is the machlokes between Rabbanan and Rabbi. According to Rabbi, he says that whether a person does tshuva on mitzvahs aseh or in mitzvahs lo taseh, okay? Whether he did mitzvah or not, Yom Kippur brings atonement unless you were a kofer. Like mamish, you knew what Judaism was about and you said, the heck with this. I don't want this. I'm going to Vegas. So, what's this whole idea that Rebbe has? That Yom Kippur can provide atonement for us, even if a person doesn't do tshuva. It's very strange. that if you live through a period of 24, 25 hours, even if you don't do anything, according to Rabbi, you receive atonement. Now, obviously, that's not the Rambam paskins like Chachamim. We don't paskin like Rabbi, but still, we don't discount the position of a Tana just because we don't go like it. We're trying to understand what that means, and then we're going to carry that with us to a deeper understanding of what Yom Kippur does. So the Maharal explains a few things about this concept. So all of the mitzvahs that the Kadosh Baruch Hu commanded, okay, on Yom Kippur, have a specific purpose in mind. So what are the things that we're not allowed to do on Yom Kippur? Yes, Avi. Only one of them. You're not allowed to eat or drink. Excellent. What else? Yes. You're not allowed to wear what? Leather shoes. All right, so people. That's right. What else? Yes. Well, that's for every Yom Tov in Shabbos. That's not specific to. Yes. We wear white. And if you don't wear white, what happens? That's it? Chorus? No, it's not. Can't wash your hands. So it's not can't wash your hands. You're not allowed to shower. Right. And because you're not allowed to shower, we don't. Right. Good. What else? Avi's smiling. He's got a big smile because he's got one. And it's a juicy one. Okay. What? Don't. Avi was going to say that one. You stole it from me. He was sitting on that. Oh, here we go. What were you going to say?
What's that?
What
You
did-
can have marital relations.
I can't, but you can?
Yeah. No.
What?
No, married people can't.
And single people can?
No.
Wait, can they?
No relation. No relation at all.
Hanan, you see, I warned you about this. You didn't believe me. But now you know. So yes, correct. That having sexual relations on Yom Kippur is not allowed. Okay? Now every guy, what about this nefesh? David, you look puzzled. You have a question? Good, Baruch Hashem. Later on, we'll have the illustrated version. Shmuel, this is on tape. I know, but I'm asking you to please think about your questions before you say it.
Wait, did they hear a question?
What is Ochel Nefesh that can be done on Yom Kippur?
Nothing.
What about you?
Nothing.
For me or for everyone?
It's like Shabbos. Shabbat. You're not allowed to cook on Yom Kippur.
Ochel Nefesh.
Ochel Nefesh is only a din in Yom Tov, not in Shabbos. Okay? So Yom Kippur has a din of Shabbat. Yes, Benny, that's it. I think we covered everything that's Osir. Would you like to Osir something else? Yes, sir. What if I... What? And what happened? On Yom Kippur. That's a serious problem. Make sure that you don't. It's a big isser not to eat. You have food in your room, lock it up.
Can we make signs?
You can make signs today. Sure.
Oh, wait.
Gentlemen, this is not halacha on Yom Kippur. That's Rabbi Geffen. I'm giving you Musar. So I don't know why we're getting into, well, what if? Yes, sir.
Yeah. It's a halakha.
What?
You're okay. It's. Are you saying that it's you can't do pikuach nefesh, cook on Yom Kippur or something?
We don't, no, that's not what we're talking about. Never mind.
I misheard.
Yeah. Pikuach nefesh is doiche everything. So, but he was asking me about something else. So, shh. Aitan, you want to say something? See? You said yesterday you didn't come because you didn't have a voice. So, but you see, you don't want to say anything. So even if you have a voice, you could have been here. Nobody would have known.
Needs to be able to.
What? Thank you, Rashi. His lawyer.
Well, come for the joke.
So כל המצוות שציווה השם התפלה ביום הכיפור הגדול והקודש is לסלק הגופניות שבאדם עד שהוא כמו מלאך לגמרי. All of the commandments that we were given that we were not allowed to do on Yom Kippur is to turn us from human beings who are immersed in physicality to be as close to as angels as possible. So we don't eat, we don't drink, we don't worry about the comforts of our feet, we don't worry about our taiva or sexual desires. We don't. Yeah. You moved your hand at the right spot. Shmuel, what's going on? What's wrong? You and Moses want some time alone? What? I don't know what we're going to do with him. So that's the teretz. That's. So the goal of Yom Kippur is to get us to forget about the needs of our bodies and focus on our spiritual nature. That's one. Second, that on that day alone, the Kohen Gadol is allowed to enter the Holy of Holies. Why? Because since he is Kadosh, separated from Gashmias, from physicality, he is allowed to enter the place that is most holy. And one of the offerings that is done on Yom Kippur is the Ketores inside the Holy of Holies. Inside. And it's there to repair one of the most serious sins that there is. Lashon hara. Lashon hara is when we speak ill, negative about others for no substantiated purpose. If there's a purpose, then it's allowed under certain conditions. Right? So if somebody calls the yeshiva and says, yeah, we heard there's this guy, this Yemenite guy, looking into shidduchim. What do you know of him? So now I have to tell the truth. Well, first he lied on his application. He's really 32, but he wrote 22. But the rabbi told me. And so the Ktoiris is also the word kuf tet reish. That shorish, that root, means connection. And so when there is kapara, atonement, through the Ktoiris, through the incense being offered inside, that repairs and it restores, says Rav Dessler, restore the connection, which is what we all want. Thirdly, the number 8 is a very important number in Judaism. Does anybody know why? Bris Milah. It's done on what day? 8th day. Yes? I'll show you. Can I make the punchline? That's the punchline. You ruined it. Cut. I asked, could they put buttons on the seats so that when somebody, right into the pool of alligators, No, not mikveh.
Shower buddies.
In the mikveh, they're not called shower buddies. There are different names for that, and that is an Issur D'Oraisa, just so you know.
Wait, what is the shower buddy?
Guy, let's focus, please. So 8 is a number that, because of a bris, says that 7 is all within nature. Just like there's 7 days in 7 days of creation, right? You have 6 days and then the 7th day. That's all under the concept of nature, teva. But 8 is beyond, because if you think of the days, there is no 8th day. It goes 7, and what happens after the 7th day? Starts again. Yom Rishon, Sheni, Shlishi, Revi, right? So the Maral says the number 8, which is above 7, shows us the problem with Gashmias, with physicality. Why? What do we do on the 8th day? So you said a bris. Good. What do we actually do in the bris? Do you know? Have you ever paid attention? Besides like looking at what bagel you're going to get as soon as the people are done? Like, are they done yet? What do? They remove a part of the body. Well, I hope not. They remove a cover that is on the male organ. It's called orla in Hebrew. That removal moves it from physicality to beyond physicality. You're removing. That removal, says Rav Dessler, is the same that we are doing on Yom Kippur. It's the same process. That what are we trying to do? To shed Gashmias and reveal our spirituality. When you will hear in the tefillot of Yom Kippur that the Kohen Gadol sprinkles blood in the Mizbeach inside the Holy of Holies and also on the Parochet, and he does it 8 times. Davka 8? Couldn't he just do 7? Isn't 7 a holy number in Judaism? Davka 8? Yes, it's 8 because we are signifying, symbolizing spirituality over physicality. And it's all pointing to above nature. We are trying on Yom Kippur to rise above our nature. It's not easy for some. Some of us are very connected, Benny, to food. We're very, very food motivated. Our eyes open during the morning. First thing we do, I wonder what I'm going to eat for breakfast. There are people like that. They always do a cheshbon. Wait a second. If we go, what are we going to eat? What? You don't eat breakfast. So what was your question? That's breakfast. Oh, dafka on that day. It's lunchtime by the time you wake up. No, my friend. No, my friend. I'll tell you, Baruch Hashem, I've been blessed. It's a big blessing that I can't remember ever in my life that I slept in. Except when I was in jet lag, things like that. But otherwise, I'm always up early. Always. I'm a morning person. For me to wake up at 5 a.m., sit and learn for, an hour before minyan, I love it. Nobody bothers me. Nobody's around. Everyone's asleep. It's great, But I have friends and I have my kids. They're not morning people. They have to have, water lessons, swim lessons to get up. Frozen chicken, there's all sorts of ideas. See me later for what? How does it work? Put them on them when they're asleep. Yeah. 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 Can't do it on Shabbos because frozen chicken is muktzah. You can't eat it. So on Shabbos you have to use other things. Yeah. It has no use for it. What? On Yom Tov? Frozen chicken? L'chara. But who do you know that doesn't get up on time? Don't answer that. Lashon hara. All right. Benny, you want to say something? No. You just want to volunteer for the frozen chicken idea. So, but don't get creative with this, all right? It's like, no, frozen chicken, no. Let's use hot dogs. Tov. Yes, sir.
How did the Rav find the self-discipline and motivation to wake up?
I just wake up. I'm a morning person. Yeah, there's no...
You sleep up?
Do I what?
Sleep up?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. When I say, okay, I'm going to bed, you can count. Before my head hits the pillow, I'm gone. Drives my wife crazy. I said, good night. She goes, good night. Then she wants to say something. And that's it. And I don't really wake up in the middle of the night. There could be things going on. In the mornings, I get reports. Oh, it's like this, But when they have the sirens, that's annoying. Because, you gotta go to the bomb shelter. We gotta go. I'm getting up. So then,
Your bedroom should be the bomb.
I don't know. I have a whole this whole deal. If my time's up, my time's up. What am I gonna? Rav Meir Simcha from Dvinsk, right? The Baal Ohr Somayach, in World War I. He said that's what he said. Every bullet has a name on it. So there's no, now, On the other hand, everybody has to do some level of ishtadlus. So I worked it out. If a missile is flying from Iran, right, that's a certain trajectory, it's going to hit the building on the top floors. I'm on the first floor. Why is it going to hit me? And what does he want? What do they want from me? Leave me alone. I don't bother them. They don't bother me. Hey. The ones from Gaza, we also worked it out because the way that the building is, it's not in the right trajectory.
What if it's ballistic missile? Takes out the whole entire building.
It will not, don't worry. But Dafka, look at this guy. Dafka, my building of all buildings.
Iron Dome will protect you.
Iron, no, the Kaddish Baruch Hu. That's my Iron Dome. It's the Kaddish Baruch Hu. And we have to do what we have to do. So I'm saying there needs to be shtaros, but when it's like in the middle of the night, what am I going to do? Get dressed, and now, go to Tilat Yadayim, put on my shoe. And it's for 10 minutes. So by the time I get down there, I'm going to have to come back up. But when my wife is running, get the kids downstairs. So when we moved here 12 years ago, there was, I don't remember what operation it was that they fired, but then I had a real dilemma. And it was a terrible dilemma to have. We had to decide which kid do you get, because you can't get both of them. Right? So we have two sets of twins. So they were at the time were 9 and 6. So my wife went to wake up the older ones and get them to the mamad, to the secure room. And I went to get the little ones, but I couldn't get both of them. I had to go one and then get the other one. You can't just pick up two of, they're not little babies. No, it doesn't work that way. So you had to make a decision of, you're going to grab one, which means you're not grabbing the other. So it's like, hey, you didn't do the chores today? You're not going. You're going on the second trip. I remember it was a mamish, very difficult moral dilemma for me. I felt, and that I said, I don't forgive them, putting me in that situation. In the middle of the night when they, Yes?
Solution, hit the gym.
No, it's not physically possible when you have two kids that are, when they're 6, asleep, you can't. No, you can't. Yeah,
Well,
sure.
you wake them up.
Okay, Hercules. Yes, but they're not going,
One on your shoulder.
but they're asleep. They're like, they're
Smack them away.
you can't, yes, you smack them awake, they'll go number 1 on you.
Okay.
That's
Better
not
than-
what
it's
you,
better than the alternative.
no, the alternative is put one in and go get the other one. That was the alternative. I don't get it. Everybody's got solutions to something that happened, They're 17 now. This is like 11 years ago. I'll tell them that was the solution. Should have smacked them around. Come on.
That or that chicken. I don't know.
What?
Get the chicken.
Yeah, get the chicken. Get the chicken. So Yom Kippur. Rabbi say Yom Kippur is beyond physicality day. We spend a lot of time taking care of the needs of the body. We do. We define who we are by our body. We give it whatever the body desires, like sleep. Right? If the body says, we need sleep. So, 10 hours, bakasha. Go right ahead. Food. So we eat whatever we want. Right? Most of us are on a seafood diet. We see, we eat. There. And other physical pleasures that we shall remain nameless. Right, Shmuel? Yes, sure. But comes Yom Kippur. and we try to reset ourselves to make our neshama the main actor. Our neshama is there, but it's clouded by the body because the body is so dominant. The whole month of Elul, in a sense, is to tell the body there's a boss. And the boss is the neshama. I think that's why Sfardim do slichot the entire month. We're going to say, we're going to get control of the sleep business. We're going to wake up early. I know Ohr Somayach is slichas at 2 o'clock. I know it's very hard. Not 2 a.m., 2 in the afternoon. But there's a psak by Rav Ovadia Zatzal that was matir the yeshiva to have it at 2 o'clock. So, lechatchila, no problem. What? Erev Rosh Hashanah, they did it what? The Sfardim? Baruch Hashem. 12:30. After Chatzot. Yeah. It used to be before in Israel they changed, I don't know how long ago. They changed when you would move the clocks back, fall back for the winter. It used to be in Elul, which would make it easier in one sense because you would do slichas at 11:30. So you go to bed at 12:30 and you could still have a good night's sleep. You could sleep 7 hours, right? You're done by 12:30. You can go to sleep and get good 7 hours and still be up for minyan. But once it's 12:30, now by the time you go to bed is 1:30, and then, Moses will tell you, there's no way he's getting up. Right? Moses. Nachon? So, Yom Kippur is essentially getting beyond the teva, beyond physicality. It's a tremendous potential day. Because by stripping the body of what the body wants, you might actually discover what you really want, who you really are. Once you get food off the table, then your focus changes. And it's a sign that you have control, not the goof. The goof, the body is going to ring the bell. Hey, get us water. Hey, get us food. Hey, what's going on here? What's all this sitting and standing and standing and sitting? What's going on? You'll hear the body. But laat, slowly, you're going to get control. We offer 2 sehirim, 2 goats. One is shechted in Beis Hamikdash by the Kohen Gadol, and the other one is taken to Azazel, right, pushed off a cliff outside Yerushalayim. And the Maharal explains that the reason we do seirim, because the blood of a goat is similar to the blood of a human being. And it's to remind the Jewish people that we are spiritual beings. We're not like this goat. The goat doesn't have spirit. It's just a goat. It's cute. You might even give it a name, but it's still just a goat. And you, Michael, you're not just Michael. You're much more than that. And each one of us is about that. So you have to be aware of this, and that's what Yom Kippur is all about. Tov, Mincha.